And thank you all for joining us here today. Before I make some brief remarks, I again want to state our communal horror at the unspeakable act, as President Obama put it, that took place in Tucson, Arizona over the weekend. Our thoughts and our prayers are with Congresswoman Giffords and the friends and families of the victims. When I addressed this chamber some 2 years or so ago, for the first time as Speaker, I concluded my speech by referring to the words of the 35th President, which are etched on this very rostrum: courage, judgment, integrity, and dedication. For me, these words carry as much relevance and meaning today as they held when President Kennedy first uttered them some 50 years or so ago in an address to the convention of the General Court on January 9th, 1961. In his inspiring remarks, which came to be known as his City Upon the Hill speech, President Kennedy reminded legislators of the great responsibility held as Massachusetts lawmakers. He begins, "For those to whom much is given, much is required." Times are difficult, not just in Massachusetts, but all over the country. But now, just as it was in Kennedy's time, and in times before then, we also must recognize that Massachusetts remains the land of opportunity, as it has always been. Just when Winthrop, for whom my hometown is named, you know I had to get that in there, and his shipmates set sail on the Arbella in 1630, we stand now on the horizon of a great opportunity. Every generation has infinite possibility for change. And with that comes the ultimate task of being good stewards of our great Commonwealth. Kennedy, then borrowing a magnificent turn of phrase from John Winthrop himself, went on to say, "We must always consider that we shall be a city upon a hill. The eyes of all the people are upon us." This is, of course, would become the pivotal line in a speech destined to go down in history. We must remember that the good work and the debate that goes on in this room sets a precedent, not just for future Bay Staters, but for all Americans. Kennedy, like Winthrop before him, was keenly aware that the steps taken by Massachusetts would be seen far and wide, shining under a bright light as the eyes of all the people look on. This is not a responsibility that we as legislators should take lightly. 50 years ago, history was made in this room. By standing here in recognition of this famous address, we have now all become part of the political phenomenon that was John F. Kennedy. Some of us, like the court officers, Ray Amaru and Billy Petrino, were actually here at the time, by the way. Of course, they were here for John Adams as well. But Billy was Ray. They're actually getting the opportunity to become part of history for a second time. As I stated earlier, they were actually here in 1961 as well. But this is not about one event. President Kennedy's point, as I stated last week, was that history is made in this room every day. Each day we remember President Kennedy's message that we must strive to outshine the rest of the nation. That's what the Commonwealth of Massachusetts is all about. Thank you very much.